Hey, hey there. It looks like maybe we are actually live. Let me check something here. Okay, appears that my voice is going into there. Okay, hey, welcome to the the MineCraftDad66 Random Live Event 7. So obviously I have a packed, just a incredibly packed live stream event for you here. Basically, I'm bored. I have nothing else to do, and I have no idea what to do. So that's pretty much it for this. So let's see. A couple things. Yeah. So apparently today is the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it all. It was funny because I was like, well, I don't really want to watch it. You know, I can just imagine that. Heaven knows what kind of silly crap they're gonna do for a halftime show and what kind of woke stuff they're gonna do. Now maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be pretty cool and mellow. I have no idea. But I was just like really not interested in it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. But then I'm like, well, I got through all the halftime and all, got through, all the opening. Well, maybe I'll just watch some of the game. I'll watch some of the middle of the game or something like that. So I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe I'll do that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into, going to turn on some death and destruction here. So I was like, well, maybe I'll go watch the game for a bit. It's like, well, after all the perfunctory stuff, that's like probably all just annoying. So it's like after that, so I'm like, okay, fine. Take that. Okay. So I go to watch it, and then I realized, we had bought one of these, one of those more modern, Fire Stick, and so we don't have regular cable anymore. And what's kind of funny about it is so I'm like, well, it's got to be live somewhere, right? And it turns out I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, couldn't find it anywhere. So basically, I go to watch the game, and I'm like, oh, I can't actually watch the game because it's like I don't have regular cable TV where I could actually watch the game. So I didn't watch any of the game at all. So go ahead and please post if there's something interesting going on in the game. But yeah, so I didn't watch it at all. But that's fine. I'm not really worried about it. So let's see, what am I trying to do? I need to make some arrows here. I don't have any arrows. I had arrows. Where did my arrows go? So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to peaceful, get some arrows, and then I'm going to go back at it. Okay? Now, I know this is so cheating, but it's how it is. All right. Okay, I thought I had arrows somewhere. Arrows. No. Yeah, so I haven't watched feathers. Okay. Feathers, sticks, and flint should do it, right? Let's see. That should do it. Okay, one more thing I'll do that later. I'll feed the sheep. So, yeah, so I didn't watch the Super Bowl. So, then let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I think I can make this work. I do flint, and then feathers, right? Yes. Give me some arrows. Good. Take that. Okay, now I have arrows, and I will go and put myself in easy mode. All right, good. Now, so yeah, so I didn't watch any of the Super Bowl at all. I don't know. At first I was like, oh, I kind of miss it. And then I'm like, no, not really. Don't really care. So that's all good. Especially right now, I could probably find a way to watch it. But I'm not going to. Because it's usually boring. The end of the game is usually boring. So I'm not going to bother. But, he's firing at me. Ooh, stupid thing. Take that. Oh, man. Oh, I'm taking some damage there. Oh, my goodness. Surprised. Okay. Yeah, so over there are my sheep that I'm growing sheep for, because I have to make artwork, and so I need wool to make paintings for my art museum out there. So that's what I'm doing over there. There's my high skyscraper. It goes all the way up into the clouds now. You can kind of see it. See it out there? Yeah. So, okay, so here I am battling. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go down and do some battling. Let's see. Do I have any food items to eat? No, I don't have any food. Let's see. Do I have some up here? Let's check that out first and see if I have some food so I can eat something. No, I don't have any food items, so I'm going to get hungry, and that's not good. Alright, well, we'll just see what happens. Okay, put the sword on. Close combat. Alright, we're in. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, and then, you know, it's kind of interesting, too, because, you know, the whole pump and dump with GameStop has finally, you know, got to the crash phase. So I don't know if any of you out there are playing in that game, but you know, this is the point where it gets, you know, see here. Let me show you the. I think I can do this. Can I do? Oh yeah, I can do it. Yeah. No, not that one. I want to look at this one. So yeah, so here you go with the GameStop pump and dump. And, you know, like I was explaining before, this is just a typical pump and dump situation. You have something that's stock that hasn't been moving much, and somewhere back here someone starts getting into it, and then somewhere later on they encourage a bunch of people to come into it. And in this case, it's a great target because it had apparently 140% of the float was shorted. So you had so many people that had shorted it. They shorted more shares of stock than existed. So that, of course, is just a prime target for that kind of situation. But the thing, when you look at it now, I can see that some people could be tempted to start thinking like, oh gosh, you know, it was at 500, 400, 300, and now it's at 50, and this is like a great deal. Well, no, not really. I mean, the company, you know, may not exist for very much longer. You never know. I mean, you know, whatever value it was back here at $5 might have been a reasonable valuation. I mean, who knows? So you're still at 60, so you're still at very highly inflated prices. So, you know, if you're one of these people and you're looking at it and thinking it might be a deal, I'd be really wary of that. You know, this is not stock advice, but yeah, I would just be wary of that. Because it really, you know, these things, it's really interesting because, like, if you go back to the stuff in like the 99 tech bull run and some of the stocks there, yeah, they had these big pumps and these big dumps and all this, and they never came back. Like, there's many companies that never got back to the old highs. It was just, you know, an adverse type of event, something that happened out there that was like it never happened again. So there's no reason to believe that you know, it's sort of relative. You know, it's relative. You think in the very short term, over the period of a couple of weeks, you think like, oh, it's a bargain at 60, but it's really not, because somewhere back here is probably where the pricing is reasonable, you know, maybe more reasonably priced. Up here, you know, if the company's losing money, et cetera, it's like, forget it. They're worth nothing. You know, you have a price to earnings ratio, you know, and if you have no earnings, then what's, you know, if you look at like how you value a stock, you know, it's like if it's got no earnings, there's like no value there. It's sort of how it works. So yeah, I'd be really careful with that one. So this guy, oh, take that. Okay, good. All right, I survived that. What's going on now? Oh, this guy. Take it. Come on, take it. All right, stupid spider. All right. Okay, so what can I do here? Okay, what I would like to do... Well, let me get rid of this guy. This guy's too close for comfort. Take that. Take it. Good. Alright. I want to get some more... what is it? TNT gunpowder. Or TNT or whatever it is that you get from the creepers if you kill them just right. So let's see if I can do that before I... Oh, he exploded. That means I get no gunpowder. Ah, dang it. That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's see if I can find another creeper. Okay, I see a creeper there. I gotta get this guy first. Okay, let's get this creeper. Come on, come on. Boom. Okay. Come on, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. There it is. Okay, there's some gunpowder, so I can make some TNT. All right, that's good. Are there any more out there? It's becoming daylight, so they're all gonna disappear soon. Okay, there's another creeper. Okay, let's see if I can get this guy over here. All right, take it, take it, get it. All right, take it. Go. Ah, I didn't get any gunpowder with that one. Darn it. Oh, I gotta get some food. Ooh, I'm getting really hungry there. It's not good. Okay, I should have food over here. Very good. All right, let's see. Wow, it is really slow. Definitely very slow. Okay, not this one, not that one. No. Alright, fine. I'll just take some chicken here and eat that. That'll do the job. Alright, good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off. I'm going to go back to peaceful mode. And what I got to do is I got to go feed my feed my sheep. Well, I'm not feeding them. What is it? I'm encouraging them to be amorous with each other so that they make baby sheep so that I can have lots of sheep to get wool from. There we go. Okay, guys. Yeah. Love each other. Be happy. Be happy. There you go. Make more little baby sheep. Come on. Good job. Alright, good job. Good job, guys and girls. Alright, have at it. There you go. Baby sheep. Make baby sheep. Wow, they really are busy, busy, busy. Okay, okay. Come on, sheep. Alright, we're going to go to the other side over here. See if we can get these sheep. Come on. There we go. Still find it. It's funny, you still find a few sheep that I haven't, because you can only do it like once. Oh, wow. They took all of it. Ooh. Gee willikers. Need to get more. I might have to start growing stuff again. My goodness. Yeah, so I was thinking about, one thing I'll just about a little bit. I was thinking about, because I live sort of in the San Diego area, and, it was, what happened is somewhere along the line, the Chargers have been asking for, like, they want a new stadium. So they've been playing it was Qualcomm Stadium, and it was, before that, I don't know what it was called, but they been known as Qualcomm Stadium, and it's an older stadium. It was Jack Murphy Stadium and stuff, and so they've been just pushing. They've been wanting a new stadium, and like part of it, as I kind of get their point of view, like I sort of understand a little bit how they feel, because like in San Diego, it's been like 5-10 years now or more. But we did have this proposition. So we're in California. So the way California works is you have these propositions. So basically, if you get enough signatures, blah blah blah, you put something up for a vote. So they put up for a vote in San Diego County to build the Padres, a new baseball stadium. So they got a brand new stadium, which is a pretty nice stadium. I mean. It's probably, well, now that I think, it's probably like 10 years old or more now, but still, it's a new stadium as compared to, Qualcomm Stadium, which was originally built in, I don't know, the 60s or the 70s or whatever it was. So it's a much older stadium. Well, it's interesting. So the Spanoses or whatever, the owners of the Chargers, they want their stadium too, right, for football, and they couldn't get it. No one would approve it. And I don't know if there was actual proposition put up or not, or they couldn't get the votes for it. But however it happened is they didn't get it. So basically, they were upset. They're like, well, I don't even know if they were upset. I don't know if they've been kind of planning it, to just leave anyways. You know what I mean? They've probably just been planning, like, look, we want to go to a bigger market, so they want to go to LA, and that's what they did. And their stadium is probably done over there now. But so they left and went to to LA. And so I guess what was the point? So what I wanted to talk about is, like, it's kind of interesting because I know, like, a lot of kids aren't really playing sports anymore, right? They're just not playing. Like, the number of kids playing baseball, football is, like, really, really small amount. And so what I think, it's sort of like what I'm thinking is that there's a sea change. And, it's kind of an interesting thing. So if you look at, like, not only the Chargers but other teams as well have moved around. Sort of, there's been a lot of moves in the last 5 to 10 years. Also, like, I think Oakland did a move, and now we have teams in Vegas and blah blah blah. And I think what's behind some of this is that there's probably a realization that what's really happening is these sports are sort of dying at the professional level. They're dying, and so the problem that you have is, like, if you're a team owner, you need to get a stadium that's going to last you 30, 40 years or whatever. I mean, this might be the last stadium you can ever get, because, like, if you can't fill the seats, you're going to be you're not going to be able to get a stadium, right? So, I think that might have been part of the push. I mean, that's sort of my speculation is, like, look, kids aren't playing football. If they're not playing it, then they're not going to be playing it professionally either. And so we're going to get to that point where it's like, look, and then people aren't going to be watching it either. So, I mean, obviously it's like with, like, football especially, it's like, very few people really play football. But still, to go out and just play a little bit, it does help, the popularity of the game. And so I just kind of wonder, and I just don't know if it's like these sports are dying, and so these teams made all these moves to really get new stadiums. And they had to do it really kind of quick because they're running out of time. Because the problem that you have is, if your sport attendance is going to be going down, assuming it recovers from this, from this whole cerveza sickness thing, it's liable not to recover very quickly. I mean, this is, I just don't know. I just don't know. I think that it's quite likely that the attendance at these games is going to stay down, because I think it's this sort of a thing where it's like, well, now you realize there's risk to going to these huge events and everything like that. And then maybe, like, for me, I realize the game isn't really that exciting. I mean, for me, it's like watching football is like an excuse to drink beer earlier on Sunday than I normally would. It's like, okay, that's fine, but it's not really, the game isn't very interesting. So that's kind of what I wonder is going on. So it's very interesting because you had some of these leagues expanded, and I just wonder if we're going to get to a point where, well, these leagues are going to start shrinking, like over the next 10 years, not in the short term, but in the next 10 years, they're going to be shrinking. And, some of these newer stadiums are going to be left, just sort of abandoned. It's quite possible because at a certain point, in the other thing that's probably going to happen too is that they kind of screw things up. Like, I'll give an example of, like, I don't go to a lot of sporting. I haven't really gone to a lot of sporting events or whatever. But one thing I used to do is I used to go to horse racing. So Del Mar, racetrack. I do that. I think their season was in the summer, whatever. And I would go do that. But basically, what they always did there is the way they manage it, to me, they mismanage it. Because what happens is, like, for example, you go there and you're like, okay, you're going to bet on the ponies, going to just drink some beer, go to the free section, which is up on the top, which is, like, fine, and just hang out, drink beer with your friends, bet on the ponies. It's fun. But the problem is they keep raising the prices on everything. You know, it used to be free to get in. Now it's $2. Now it's $3, and then it's like, more importantly, like you used to be able to have a $5 beer option, and now you got like an $8 or a $10 beer option for the cheap stuff, and it's like $12 for something that's like maybe tolerable, that isn't like like Stroh's or something. So this is what they do. They sort of like do this math where what they say is like, look, we need to generate more money, so we're going to raise our prices. Okay, fine, but what they fail to take into account is when they raise their prices, they lower the demand. And what happens is it's sort of a non-linear thing. And all that fancy word non-linear means is like, hey, it's not a straight line. It's not like, oh, if I sell 1 million beers in a season, and I raise the price of all those beers by $1, I get an extra $1 million. Well, sure, that's probably the case. But if you've been doing that for too long, and you're like, oh, I need to just get another $1 million, what happens is the cost becomes so prohibitive that people there's this non-linear element where people stop going. So all of a sudden, you know, and it will happen very sudden for them sometimes. All of a sudden, they'll kind of cross a threshold where people are like, you know, this is stupid. This is like way too much money. This is pathetic. We're not going, or we're not going as often. So then instead of selling 10 million beers, they sell 9 million. And then they're like, okay, well, now we only sold 9 million, so we got to raise the price even more. And so they raise the price even more, and it just makes the situation worse. And then they're only selling 8 million beers. And then it just keeps going on. And then their admissions are like are falling because people aren't even coming anymore, because they're like, look, I'm not going to go, you know, pay all that money. And I know that this is really a big thing with all these sports venues and everything too. They just, you know, gouge you for everything. And it's really, you know, they don't seem to understand that. There's a certain point where you can't just keep raising prices. And so you have to absorb it. You have to find a way to absorb it. And so that's one of the problems. So I think that filters into that as well. You know, so you have these teams that got these new stadiums. And we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe their attendance will come back. Maybe their ratings will come back. But, I mean, you just... It's sort of, they create this problem because they just, you know, they set up these games and they have them so patriotic and all this, and of course now the country isn't very patriotic. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation, right? With all this stuff and the protests and all this, I mean, basically, the country's just become very, for lack of a better term, very unpatriotic. So that's all of a sudden, all that stuff that you filled the game up with that you thought was helping you sell tickets is now hurting you. And now, so they swing the other way and they do a bunch of stuff, and all that's doing is, you know, losing ticket sales the other way. And it's like, you know, everything has become political, and that's sort of the problem. You know, there is no agreement with anyone on anything. There's no agreement on basic facts, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. And I think, you know, it's really interesting because one of the problems that we have is that government's getting involved in every part of your life. And so, you know, I had brought this up before, and it's like, you're kind of like, I mean, like when you're young, you don't care about the government, politics and government. You don't give a crap. Like, just, you know, you just do your thing and don't worry about it. And that's, you know, that's how, like, things should be. But I mean, the problem that you have is, you know, when the government is just getting more and more involved in your daily life, you're forced to kind of care. That's sort of what it is. It creates its own problems. So that's sort of what's going on there. But yeah, I think that's it for this one. I think I've rambled on long enough. Oh, it is dark again. I wonder if there's... Let's see. If I go to normal, let's see what happens. See how long I last. But yeah, so I imagine, I don't know, maybe the game is over by now, or maybe it's not over. And the question is it to the part where it's boring, where basically one team is up and the other team just can't overcome the amount they're down, and it's just dragging out. That's always the worst part, the boring part of the game. It's like, oh, team's ahead by 12 points or whatever, and it's like, okay. And yeah, oh, don't blow up there, don't blow up on my all good stuff. Okay, good. Oh, got gunpowder. All right. And yeah, so I'm not missing it. Let's see what's going on. What's going on over here? Take that. Take that. Take it. Take it. Okay, let's get this skeleton. Stupid skeleton. Oh! Who's hitting me? Okay, I'm in trouble. Trouble, I think. Stay low, stay low. Alright, go over here. I see a witch over there. See that guy? Oh, I don't have any bow arrows left. Oh, let's see. Can I get arrows? Yes. Stupid thing. I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble, I think. Let's see, is there any arrows in here? Oh, no arrows. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't want to be around here. Oh! It's got this chain link stuff on. Okay, let's see. Alright, see if I can get one more of these creepers. Take it, take it, take it! Get it! Get it! Oh! Oh! Dang it. Stupid thing. Alright, I need some arrows. I don't want to play with these things. I'll be able to go at a distance here. Alright, what's going on up here? Alright. Okay, can I make more arrows? What do I